Good morning, everybody. Today we'll be playing some more Double Masters Draft. Alright, well, this is certainly interesting. I love me some Time Sieve. I want to make Time Sieve work so bad. Duplicant is also very powerful. There's also two paths in this pack. I'm tempted to take Time Sieve Duplicant. I'm also really tempted to just take Path. I wonder if it's possible to make an egg-style deck. We'd need, like, Thopter Foundry to make that work. Duplicant is, well, Duplicant is a very, very powerful effect, but that's why it's costed so high. Duplicant is one of, like, the fairest, traditionally powerful artifact creatures, so I'm going to take it. I'm also going to take Time Sieve because I really want to make Time Sieve work. This might be the Time Sieve deck. We're going to try. Alright, there's a Breya. Enters the battlefield, create 2 blue Thopters with flying. Sack 2 artifacts, choose one. Let's see, Lightning Strike something, Murkrow Banshee something, or Grasp of Darkness something. Gain 5 life. I don't know if I can make Breya work. We would need some pretty hardcore fixing. There's also Galvanic Blast, a Braid Corridor Monitor, Executioner's Capsule. Okay, we're going to try and make Breya work. I have no idea how this is going to go, so bear with me. Definitely going to take a Chromatic Star here. Chromatic Star is excellent with Time Sieve, fairly good with Breya, both in casting her and for her ability. So, take Chromatic Star. Mesmeric Orb. Mesmeric Orb is good. Oh, this is going to be difficult. So I want to take Fairy Mechanist. It's probably not going to come around, but Disciple of the Vault is going to be incredibly good here. Because if we're sacking a bunch of artifacts to a Time Sieve, our opponent's going to be taking a bunch of damage. So, Disciple it is. Oh man, I'm really going off the rails with this one. So, I hope I hope it's watchable. This draft is going to be fun more than it is good, I have a feeling. So, just temper your expectations with that, please. I feel like I've drafted most of the primary archetypes that are good. Now we're going to draft something that is fun, based around Rare and Mythic. Alright. Pick number 6. There's an Avacyn? There's no way I can play an Avacyn. Unless we can do Reanimator things. Metallic Rebuke is almost certainly the pick for this deck, right? I could see a world where reanimating spells exist. I'm gonna take Avacyn and see if that world actually exists. Metallic Rebuke is almost certainly the pick here normally for us. I don't think we could actually play Tron lands with a 4-color card in our deck. But reanimation spells is one way that we could play Breya. Okay. Cathodian. Cathodian is a decent way to take advantage of Time Sieve. It's slightly better than Surge Node. Surge Node could be very good. There's also an Exploration. If we play Exploration, we're playing 5 colors, literally. This card's really good, but I'm going to take a Cathodian. 3-ball Aethersworn Canonist. Murkrow Banshee. Oh, man. So Murkrow Banshee is probably the best general card. It's like we play Murkrow Banshee and we kill something, right? But I think Aethersworn Canonist is going to be a little bit better. Because it's going to slow our opponent down. It's an artifact for Time Sieve. It's in our colors, technically. And it's a body that can beat face. So we're going to take Aethersworn Canonist. Trinisphere is not what we want in this deck. We want a bunch of cheap artifacts. Okay, there's a Strength of Arms, Rapacious Dragon. I feel like we want Rapacious Dragon. That actually helps us cast something like Avacyn because it makes a bunch of treasures. We are going to be playing red because we're playing Breya. We're going to find a way to splash it, so we're going to take the dragon. Dread Return. Okay, so Dread Return is a way that we can cast Avacyn. It's a way that we can get Breya onto the field without too much difficulty. There's also a Corridor Monitor. Corridor Monitor can untap any mana rocks that we happen to get. I doubt we're going to untap Time Sieve and do anything, but I feel like... Alright, well, we'll take Dread Return. I'm going to take Corridor Monitor in this pack, though. Actually, I'm going to take Gleaming Barrier. Gleaming Barrier fits well with Time Sieve. You sack it to get a token. Sacking, like, a Cathodian and a Gleaming Barrier is actually, like, really tempting. These cards are, in general, way better, but, like, Gleaming Barrier seems really good in this deck. Probably not going to have any equipment, so we'll take the Accomplished Automaton. Don't know if we're playing that or not. Mesmeric Orb, unfortunately not a combo with Disciple of the Vault. It does combo with Dread Return and Avacyn, so we'll take a Mesmeric Orb. I don't know if we're playing this yet. This deck is definitely much higher on the spice level, I'll tell you that much. But the question is it too spicy? Progenitor Mimic, oh my god. Okay, so... and a Savage-born Hydra. I don't know if I can make that work. I don't know if I can make either of those work, because we're already stretching the mana base. If I dump Breya, Progenitor Mimic is great. Savage-born Hydra is excellent, but I really like Progenitor Mimic. I do not like Savage-born Hydra in this deck. Savage-born Hydra is an excellent curve topper for an aggressive deck. Question is, what do I take? I either take Disciple of the Vault, or I take Everflowing Chalice. I could also take Direfleet Hoarder, which is good with Dread Return, but I'm kind of hoping that comes around because it usually does. Drown in Sorrow can help keep us alive. Core Tapper is also really good, but sometimes that one wheels. I'm going to take Progenitor Mimic, and it's between Core Tapper, Disciple of the Vault, Direfleet Hoarder, and Everflowing Chalice. I guess technically Rapacious Dragon too. I think I'm going to take Everflowing Chalice, because we're going to need some amount of ramp, even though we are incredibly color heavy, and this does not help with our colors. Oh, man. Alright, there's a Chief of the Foundry, there's a Manamorphose, there's a Sift, a Darksteel Axe, a Magnifying Glass, and a Flare Husk. We don't have a ton of artifact creatures. We're really hoping for a Thopter Foundry, by the way. I think I take Magnifying Glass, as it just repeatedly creates tokens. It does sort of ramp. I would not mind a Manamorphose to come around because that could help us cast some of our weirder spells. We definitely need more fixing. Veteran Explorer might be the way to go, but in the first pack it wheeled pretty hard. So we're going to take a Magnifying Glass. There's a Ratchet Bomb, Cogwork Assembler, Eager Construct, and Vidalcan Infuser. So Vidalcan Infuser putting charge counters on Everflowing Chalice seems like fun. There's also a Glint Sleeve Artisan, which just makes a token that's an artifact. Artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. We have Aethersworn Canonist, Cathodian, Breya, and Thopters, as well as a couple of higher cost artifact creatures. But we're not really that deep into white, he says with a triple white card in his deck. I kind of like Ratchet Bomb the most, but Cogwork Assembler is... well, we're not playing Tron lands, though. Alright. Executive decision, we're taking Ratchet Bomb. Another Exploration, oh my god, could you imagine if we had taken the first one? We are technically playing green now for Progenitor Mimic. We might drop Breya and play like 4 color. No, because we need red. Okay, let's think. We don't have a lot of draw power, so Exploration's not actually that good. Culling Deus isn't either. I think the pick is Glint Sleeve Artisan. Okay. Engineered Explosives, Academy Ruins. Oh man, okay. Engineered Explosives is very good. We're running a ton of colors. Academy Ruins is also crazy good because we have a bunch of artifacts. Like we could recur a Ratchet Bomb, we could recur Gleaming Barrier, we could recur anything else we sacked a Time Sieve. We're going to be dumping a bunch of stuff in the grave with Mesmeric Ore. We can prevent ourselves from milling out. I think if there was ever a deck for Academy Ruins, it's this one. I really, really hope we get a Thopter Foundry. And I'm kind of sad that I have to pass Engineered Explosives. Academy Ruins I think is just better, though, for our deck. Alright, Yavimaya's Embrace. Argivian Restoration. Argivian Restoration could be good because, like, we could reanimate a Duplicant or an Accomplished Automaton. Yavimaya's Embrace is... alright, I'm going to take Restoration, I think. Yavimaya's Embrace is a better card, but it's way harder for us to cast. Okay. Disciple of the Vault came around. So I'm going to take Disciple. There's a Thespian stage. We definitely take Heartless Pillage here. Heartless Pillage creates a treasure and just costs us like a Disciple if we're attacking with it. Thespian stage could technically fix for us. If we're playing like 5 colors, we could steal one of our opponent's basics. Or one of their lands that fix, which could be really good. But I think Heartless Pillage is better in general. Core Tapper. We're starting to get to where we have a few cards that work off of charge counters. Everflowing Chalice is a lot of ramp. Ratchet Bomb, we can blow up bigger things. And also just like block and sack, put counters on something. The alternative is Cloud Reader Sphinx or another dragon. I kind of like the dragon. We'll take Core Tapper. So Manamorphose, we are playing red, we are playing green, that helps us cast Breya and Mimic. Okay, we'll take a Manamorphose. Glint Sleeve Artisan, there's a Sanctum Spirit. Sanctum Spirit could help keep us alive. We already have a glint sleeve artisan, but this is not an artifact. Gain benefit from discarding artifact cards, but we don't have any powerful equipment or anything. I think we take glint sleeve. Okay, Cloud Reader is fine. Vedalken Infuser or Steel Sabotage? I'll take the Infuser. I'll take Steel Sabotage, actually. And a Heat Shimmer. Okay. Last pick. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have some options here. Grand Architect is really good, so we can play like big things. The problem is we do not have that many artifact creatures, and we do not have that many blue creatures even. Throne of Geth isn't out to sack some of our artifacts and proliferate on others. Like we can sack our Gleaming Barrier, proliferate, get mana. There's another Gleaming Barrier. Magnifying Glass, which we can use to also investigate, but I don't think that's actually going to be good here. Metallic Rebuke could be very good in this deck. Fulminator Mage I do not like. Grand Architect would be sweet, but we do not have the cards to support it, unless we get a Thopter Foundry, in which case it's crazy. I'm going to take Grand Architect, Gleaming Barrier, I think. I know that's super weird, but I think that's the way to go. Darksteel Forge. Oh no, I can't play a Darksteel Forge. Not even with an Argivian Restoration. There's just no way. Can I? No, I can't. I can't play artifacts I control. I'm indestructible. No, I can't. I can't do it. I want to. That's probably going to come around. I can't imagine anyone else would actually want to play that card. There's an Esperzoa. Turn an artifact you control to its owner's hand. A Sandstone Oracle and a Thopter Engineer. I think I'm going to take Sandstone Oracle. Yeah, it does something cool. Let's do it. Doomed Necromancer, Open the Vaults. Executioner's Capsule. Damn it. I want to take Open the Vaults, because we are going to be pretty decently into white. And we're sacking a bunch of artifacts. That can be how we actually abuse Time Sieve. It gets us back like Breya and our entire deck. There's also Trash for Treasure. I'm going to take... And there's a Doomed Necromancer. There's so much reanimation going on in this pack. I think I'm going to take Open the Vaults because we are going to be doing a lot more shenanigans with artifacts in the graveyard off of like Mesmeric Orb than our opponent ever would. So Open the Vaults is for us. Mana Echoes. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, add colorless equal to its mana cost. Oh, for the number of creature types that share a type with it. Okay, probably not then. Flare Husk is a cheap artifact and a cheap creature. We do not have a lot of artifact creatures. We could start taking Salivating Gremlins. Or Ancient Stirrings. I have no idea what we're playing, by the way. I'm just really excited to play this pile. I think we're gonna take Ancient Stirrings. Probably gonna need this for actual fixing. What are the rares? Why is no one taking the rares? Rage Reflection, everything you control has Double Strike. Master Transmuter, return an artifact you control to its owner's hand, put an artifact card from your hand onto the battlefield. Well, we have big artifacts, we have Breya. I'm taking Master Transmuter. That's a way we can cheat out some of our artifacts. Corridor Monitor, actually kind of like. It synergizes with Grand Architect. We did not see Thopter Foundry, which is really disheartening. But I think Corridor Monitor is the way to go. We can do like a big Everflowing Chalice play with it. There's a Darksteel Citadel. Does that change anything? I don't think so. It's a land we could sack, but we're already playing like 5 colors. Oh man. I like Trash for Treasure. I like Trash for Treasure quite a lot. We have no way to discard stuff from our hand though, which is a problem. I'm gonna try Trash for Treasure. Basalt Monolith. Oh boy. Yeah, I'll take a Basalt Monolith. Divest, Throne of Geth. I think I'm gonna take a Sift. We're gonna try and center in blue-white. Darksteel Forge. We have Trash for Treasure. And just block eternally with our... We have Trash for Treasure and Argivian Restoration. And Open the Vault. Oh my god. Sift lets us discard. Alright, we're doing it for the meme. This is gonna be fun. Trash for Treasure, of course. Trying to center in blue-white. Mana Echoes doesn't do anything for us. Alabaster Mage. Apprentice Wizard gives us a bunch of artifact mana. Treasure Mage can get us Duplicate, Sandstone Oracle, Automaton, or Darksteel Forge. So we're going to take Treasure Mage. And in Urza's Mine, we are not playing. Okay, so my apologies in advance for whatever I'm about to do. Okay, group creatures separately. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be a trip, I feel. We definitely want to be white, and we definitely want to be blue. Everything else, probably a splash. Okay. Ancient Stirring's probably absurd in this deck. I just don't think we can run it. I can't grab fixing other than lands. That's actually... No, it really puts strain on our color requirements. I like Dread Return because we do have a number of creatures, especially creatures we want to sack. I think I'm going to have to stop the recording here and come back to you guys when I have an actual deck, because this is going to take me a while, and I am just going to ramble. I might even build more than one version, depending on what happens. So, I'm sorry to cut this out of the video, but I've got other stuff I've got to do this morning, and I'm going to have to come back to this later, I think. Alright, well, for you guys, it'll be a couple of frames, but for me, it's probably going to be an hour or two. Okay, this is what I ended up with, and I think this deck is still sweet. It's not as sweet as I had hoped it would be, because like we're missing out on a few things that I really liked. I also actually think I need Rapacious Dragon in this list, but I'm having a hard time finding a way to justify it. I'm actually going to drop Core Tapper for Rapacious Dragon. 1, so that we have a 5-drop, and 2, because we have a 5-drop that can fix for 2 other colors of mana, which is going to be really important to get to an Open the Vaults. And yes, it's 41 cards, because I couldn't think of a single other thing to cut. Yes, we're keeping the Forge. No, I'm not listening to anybody on this. So, let's go. Maximum Spice, round 1. Alrighty, here we go, round 1. The kind of hand you want to see. If we draw a land, we're pretty close to Grand Architecting, and if we Grand Architect, we should probably be able to cast a Sandstone Oracle relatively quickly, so we're going to keep this, and hope to not just die immediately. Oh, I forgot to put Academy Ruins in this deck. Ugh, that's a big problem, actually. Because without that, we can't recur Ratchet Bombs. Aha. Opponent is making tokens. Play an island, pass the turn. If they play a land and flashback Chatter of the Squirrel, I'm not above Ratchet Bombing. Okay, Deathhood Cobra. I think we Manamorphose to play an Aethersworn Canonist. Okay. Never didn't always draw the lands we needed. Oh man, well if we were ever gonna win, it was gonna be a hand like this. Opponent is main decking Crushing Vines, much to our great dismay. Are we on track to just cast a Breya? I like that. Yeah, opponent, we're Grixis. Okay. Go ahead, opponent. Trying to drink out of my coffee mug the wrong way. Alright, opponent plays a Plains. Attacks for 3. Man, if they have a counterspell, I'm going to be absolutely devastated. 3 mana for a Fierce Empath. They searched up an Elvish Aberration. Okay. Start charging up the bomb. Just casual turn 4 Breya. Get some tokens. Pass the turn. Oh no. The best part is they're blue Thopters for Grand Architect. Hopefully our opponent casts like a Sift or something this turn. That would be great. Opponent attacks for 2. Yeah, no blocks. Arixmethy's Slumbering Isle enters battlefield tapped with 5 slumber counters on it. As long as it has slumber counters on it, it's a land. Whenever you cast a spell, you may remove a slumber counter from it, and it is a 12/12. Good lord. Okay, well. Put a charge counter on Ratchet Bomb. Untap. Draw Everflowing Chalice. So play an island. Play Grand Architect. Pumping our other creatures. We can kick Everflowing Chalice, get 6 mana, and play Sandstone Oracle to draw 2 cards. I think that's actually good enough. Kick this once. Alright, we drew 2 lands. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Okay, opponent jumps. Sure. Opponent's going to revoke existence Breya. Oh, and she's exiled too. How rude, opponent. That was very rude of you. We couldn't even, like... I don't think there was a way we could have left up mana with the play we did. A duplicate. Alright, well there's our answer to... Erixmathes. So what are we going to do here? We're going to say Sandstone Oracle becomes blue. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. If he gives it reach, I'm going to just blow it up. Because we have no 2 CMC permanent. Okay. When it takes 9. Play an island. Pass the turn. Is this Elvish Aberration? It is Elvish Aberration. Okay. I think that's probably just worth duplicating. Like, it's a big enough body. It removes a creature. Alright. Play a mountain. Play duplicate. Exile Elvish Aberration. Make Sandstone Oracle blue. Go to combat. Attack for 10. Take our opponent to 1. Oh man. If our opponent can cast 3 spells this turn and one of them is removal for duplicate, we die to Erixmathes. Opponent can't do it, so they scoop it up. We won a game. Oh my god, we won a game with this deck. Okay. We definitely need Academy Ruins in this deck. Probably over... I don't want to say a mountain. I also don't want to say an island. Probably over a swamp, actually. So we only need swamp for Breya and Time Sieve. Yeah, okay. So versus our opponent's deck, is there any adjustments we want to make? It's possible we side into like Glint Sleeve Artisans, just to have more bodies on the battlefield. And man, the problem is adjusting the sideboard in this deck is, like, boarding at all will cause enormous issues with the mana base and will require significant retooling. Okay, we're going to keep this. Opponent starts Island. You draw another Gleaming Barrier, start Island, play Chromatic Star, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Forest, passes. We draw Master Transmuter. Alright, alright. Kind of liking what I see there. Play Gleaming Barrier, pass the turn. Really hoping we draw land. Opponent plays a Mystic Gate. Passes. We draw a Mesmeric Orb. That seems dangerous. I think we just play another Gleaming Barrier. Pass the turn. They cycle Elvish Aberration for a Forest. Okay, they untap. They play the Forest. They play Erixmathes. We draw Accomplished Automaton. Well, play Mesmeric Orb. Pass the turn. Opponent mills 5. We're now on the mill plan. They mill Gelatinous Genesis, Fierce Empath, Forest, Plains. The old don't play lands, kill them with Mesmeric Orb trick. Oh no. Oh, fun fact, we have Basalt Monolith Mesmeric Orb, meaning we could mill our entire deck if we wanted to. I don't know why we would do that, but we could, it's an option. Opponent's trying to tap as few lands as possible. Conclave Naturalists, no! No, I wanted that Mesmeric Orb. Quick, give me a trash for treasure. Okay, we untap. We draw Cathodian. Okay, we're gonna crack for red in case we draw Manamorphose. We want to draw land. Well, I guess we pass then. We're gonna have to start discarding our more expensive artifacts. Okay, opponent attacks. We are going to block with a Gleaming Barrier. Get a treasure. I would probably trash for treasure a Mesmeric Orb here, if I drew it. Gelatinous Genesis X3. That's a big clock. Okay, we untap. We draw Plains. We're definitely playing a Plains. We can either play Master Transmuter, or we can play Basalt Monolith. I'm trying to think of how we do this. If we draw a land, if we draw land, play Cathodian this turn, open the vaults becomes very good. Because we get back a bunch of things. And Cathodian is just a creature that can block, so I think we play Cathodian. We've missed land drops for so many turns that I think we just need to top deck a land here. It could be any land, which is good news. Okay, opponent plays a Forest. Attacks with everybody. Block here, trade here. Good news is our opponent has no artifacts or enchantments to get back with Open the Vaults. We untap. We draw Darksteel Forge. I guess we just play Basalt Monolith, which feels pretty horrible. But we don't really have another play. Alright, we're taking a big hit this turn, hoping our opponent can't cast 3 spells before they attack. Okay, they go to combat. They get in for a bunch. We go to 4. We untap, we draw Aethersworn Canonist. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, meaning we could play Aethersworn Canonist and open the vaults. If we do that, that gives us 3 blockers, and still lets us save Duplicant. Gives us a little bit of mana back next turn off of the treasures. Okay, start Canonist. Open the vaults. Okay, pass the turn. There was our big reanimation play. If only we could have gotten down this Darksteel Forge. One is going to Crushing Vines the Canonist. Canonist also kind of served the whole prevent Arixmethes from untapping. Or from becoming a creature, I mean. But hopefully we can block everything and still duplicate that. Alright, double blue. Steel Sabotage, Bouncing Cathodian. Oh, I don't like where this is going. If they have an answer for a single other creature, or they can animate Arixmethes, we lose. Yep, okay. So opponent has multiple Steel Sabotages. That's pretty bad. What can we do? Opponent is not really an aggro deck. They're kind of a ramp deck. I think we just need a hand where we don't draw 2 lands for 8 turns. I don't really think there's an adjustment I can make that's going to make this any better without making our deck too much worse. Alright, we'll play first. That hand is not keepable. Neither is that one. Oh, don't do this to me, deck. Okay, I can work with this. Put back Accomplished Automaton and a Swamp. Start Island. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Forest. We draw an Everflowing Chalice. So play a Swamp, play Everflowing Chalice. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Lightning Greaves. Draw a Mountain. Play a Mountain. Play Mesmeric Orb. Play Gleaming Barrier. Pass the turn. Opponent mills 2. They mill land, Steel Sabotage. They play an island. Okay, we untap, we mill 4. We mill Trash for Treasure, Plains, Mountain, Plains. So play Academy Ruins. You know what? I don't even want to play Cathodian. I think we're just going to pass for now. On a Crushing Vines, Mesmeric Orb, sure. They play a Forest. Oh, we're going to get back Mesmeric Orb. That's what we're doing. Okay, opponent untaps. The good news is Mesmeric Orb is going to slow down this game immensely. Kind of hoping to draw a land next turn so we can play Cathodian. The milling is probably fine, because Academy Ruin's going to let us pick what we want out of our grave. And because our opponent's a ramp deck and they're going to be casting big spells, it's like they're going to lose like a quarter of their library every time they cast a spell. Provided they don't also have a Steel Sabotage or something. Okay, we mill Treasure Mage, open the vaults. Kind of sad to see open the vaults go. I think we can play Rapacious Dragon. Our opponent could bounce Mesmeric Orb or destroy it now if they wanted to. Okay, play a treasure. Or we get treasures. Opponent untaps. Plays a Plains. 5 mana, they play Naturalists. They're going to hit Mesmeric Orb? That's great. That means we don't mill. And on our upkeep, we can just put it back on top of our deck. They're going to Lightning Greaves. Okay. They attack for 4. We'll just take 4. Pick up Mesmeric Orb. Draw Mesmeric Orb. Play Mesmeric Orb. Pass the turn. Opponent mills 6. Progenitor Mimic, Rush of Knowledge, Cloud Reader Sphinx. a Ricksmithies, and a Thirst for Knowledge. That was a lot of good stuff. If opponent destroys Mesmeric Orb on their turn, it's excellent because we don't mill, and if they don't, we get to mill and then pick our draw with Academy Ruins, which is pretty fantastic, actually. I'm going to block with Gleaming Barrier. I do want the treasure. Opponent plays a Forest. I mean, we could put Gleaming Barrier on top of our deck, and then just have infinite blockers for one creature if our opponent's never going to play anything else. But we can play Cathodian this turn and then leave up Academy Ruins, which feels sweet. We're milling a bunch. That's fine. Darksteel Forge, Corridor Monitor, Chromatic Sphere, Trash for Treasure, and Island. Okay. Draw planes. Perfect. Okay. Play Cathodian. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps, mills a card. It's an island. Okay. When it goes to combat, attacks for 4. Yeah, we'll double block. Darksteel Forge also does not save us because the opponent has Steel Sabotage, so maybe I actually should have taken Darksteel Forge out. Okay, opponent kills Rapacious Dragon, leaves Cathodian alone. Okay, we untap, we mill 3. Alright, we'll just see what we draw. It's an island. Play an island. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. And Lightning Greaves is kind of a problem. I don't think we have an answer to it, though. Okay. Opponent plays a Glint Sleeve Artisan. Probably puts a 1/1 counter on at this point. They do. Equip Greaves. They go to combat. They attack for 3. Okay. We untap. Mill 1. Do we want to draw a Gleaming Barrier? I think that's fine. Play Gleaming Barrier. Pass the turn. No attacks. Opponent untaps, mills 4 cards. And draws. They go to combat. No attacks. Okay. We mill 5. Grand Architect, Sandstone Oracle, Time Sieve, Aethersworn Canonist. Draw planes. Play planes. Pass the turn. If our opponent thinks they can win by, like, milling us out and just us not drawing anything, Academy Ruins prevents that, unless they have, like, a Thought Scour or something. But I don't think that exists in this format. I wish we had a way to buy back open the vaults. That would be so awesome. And I kind of want to draw Breya, honestly, because Breya is a way we can win the game. Like, actually win the game. Destroy all artifacts. Destroy all enchantments. Okay. Let me think about this. This is fine, actually. Okay, we get a treasure. We get mana. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. 8 mana, actually. When it gets in for 3. Okay. Now we can Academy Ruins Mesmeric Orb, and then... Or we can Academy Ruins Sandstone Oracle, or we can Academy Ruins Mesmeric Orb. If we Academy Ruins Mesmeric Orb, our opponent can't... I'm worried they have Steel Sabotage, which makes that horrible. Well, I mean, that would be horrible with Sandstone Oracle as well, but... Sandstone Oracle draws us the majority of the rest of our deck. So, get back Sandstone Oracle. Untap. Draw. Play Sandstone Oracle. This draws us 6 cards. Yep, opponent has Steel Sabotage. Okay. Then either play we could make there was not great. They get in for 3. We go to 7. Let's see. Same plan as before. We're going to try and pick up Sandstone Oracle. No. We're going to try and get Mesmeric Orb. No, we need to make a blocker of some kind. So let's get back Gleaming Barrier. They do have 1 more Steel Sabotage in their deck. Or in their hand, probably, because they have 6 cards in their hand. Crib Swap. They give us a 1/1 by exiling Gleaming Barrier. Manamorphose. They're going to draw a card. Blue-green. Manamorphose. Green-white. And they untap. If they cast something big here and don't play Steel Sabotage, or don't have Steel Sabotage, they lose. So opponent attacks. We will block. Play Deathhood Cobra and pass. We untap. We're going to try picking up Gleaming Barrier again. Opponent could have Revoke Existence and a number of other nasty things, but I think this is our best chance at victory. It's still not great, because our opponent could very easily just, like, Steel Sabotage, bounce, and have a Sylvan Might. Yep, there's Revoke Existence. Okay, so we have only one play this turn, and it involves our opponent not having Steel Sabotage. The only way we can win is by picking up Mesmeric Orb and recasting it. Okay, no Steel Sabotage. Opponent mills 4 and dies. We did it! We did it! Yes! Oh yes! 4-color artifact pile wins round 1! Oh man. Oh man, I'm speechless. I'll see you guys in round 2. Good morning again. It's been another day and I've slept since I last played this deck. And I have to say, I was taking a moment before I started the recording to look at this deck, and all I could think of myself is, how did this dumpster fire win around? I also don't remember what I took out for Academy Ruins, but I know Academy Ruins needs to be in this deck. I think it was, I want to say it was a swamp, but that doesn't seem right. It wasn't a plains, I can tell you that. Maybe it was, oh shoot, I'm gonna have to go back and check the footage for one moment. Okay, I confirmed it was a swamp. We took a swamp out in order to play Academy Ruins. That was definitely the correct choice. And I don't think we made any other, like, major decisions. So, alright, we're gonna save deck, and we're gonna play round 2. See you guys there. Round 2, here we go. Alright, I would love to play first. Ooh. Yeah, that's not playable. We need a mulligan. This is quite a bit better. I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna put back Manamorphose. Okay, so we'll start Island. Pass the turn. I'm going to start Swamp, Executioner's Capsule. We play a Gleaming Barrier. Pass the turn. Opponent plays an Island and plays an Ichor Wellspring. We untap. Draw Corridor Monitor. Play an Island. Yeah, I guess we just play Corridor Monitor. Double Disciple of the Vault, huh? So this is telling me this is probably a matchup that we don't want Open the Vaults in. Play Cathodian. Pass the turn. I suppose I should have attacked with the Corridor Monitor. Okay, they kill Cathodian. We lose 2 life. We get 3 mana we can't do anything with. They play another Executioner's Capsule. Okay, now we untap. We draw a Master Transmuter. We can't trash for treasure, so we just gotta pass. And this deck is really struggling to get lands. It's telling me I should probably be running actually 40 cards and not 41. Okay, opponent plays a Parasitic Strix, drains us for 2. And they play an Island, we untap. Draw an Everflowing Chalice. So let's kick this once. Metallic Rebuke. Okay. Well, that's not particularly impressive. Pass the turn. We just need to draw lands, and our opponent needs to stop drawing lands. Okay, they get in for 4, we go to 10. Get a Plains. Play a Plains. Play Master Transmuter. Pass the turn. Okay, and they kill Master Transmuter. We lose 2 life. So we need a top deck, exactly a red source. And I'm actually pretty sure that we're just dead. Because this is an artifact, when it goes to the grave, we're going to lose 2 life. We can't trash for treasure without dying. And Canonist doesn't help. So okay, game 2 time. So opponent is doing some Disciple of the Vault shenanigans. Open the Vault's coming out 100%. We just can't do that. Kind of want Steel Sabotage in this deck. I'm considering cutting Canonist, because then we could go down on white mana and play more of the important colors. Let me think about this. We don't have a lot of good alternatives. Let's just run 40 cards. Alright. Would love to play first. Well, we got all our colors of mana and an Academy Ruins. So let's keep. Ratchet Bomb ought to do some work. Okay, put them all against a 6. Start Mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent plays a Disciple of the Vault. Play an island. Pass the turn. If we have to take 1 or 2 hits from a 1/1 to see if my opponent has a second 1/1, I'm fine with that. No problem with it. Okay, opponent gets in for 1. They play a Swamp and a Glaze Fiend. Okay. Let's see. Play a Swamp. Play Ratchet Bomb. Take it up. Pass the turn. Opponent's going to play a Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Pumps Glaze Fiend, loses a life. And they're going to play Chromatic Star. So if we crack it on 1, our opponent actually draws a card. We're definitely taking it up to 2. So let's play an island. Play Basalt Monolith. Tap Basalt Monolith for Cathodian. Charge counter on Ratchet Bomb. Pass the turn. Opponent can spend their mana cracking Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot if they want, but then they can't pump Glaze Fiend and get in. Problem is, when we crack Ratchet Bomb, we're taking at least 3 damage from Disciple. Okay, so opponent cracks Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. We untap, we draw Sandstone Oracle. Play Academy Ruins. Crack Ratchet Bomb. Lose a life. We lose a life off our opponent's Glaze Fiend. Okay, go to combat. Get in for 3. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent plays a land. Sword of Feast and Famine. Suits up Disciple. Okay, when it goes to combat, no blocks, obviously. So we're going to discard Sandstone Oracle. Opponent gets to untap all their lands. They play a Sickle Slicer. Okay, and let's get back a Ratchet Bomb. Untap, draw Ratchet Bomb, play a Plains. Play Ratchet Bomb, take up Ratchet Bomb. And I think what we're going to do is trash for treasure. Oh, hang on. Trash for treasure, Sandstone Oracle, sacking Basalt Monolith. So we lose a life. Get back Sandstone Oracle, and draw 2 cards. Oh, opponent's got Metallic Rebuke, so that's not happening. Okay, pass the turn. Okay, opponent cracks Chromatic Star, drains us for 1. Draws a card. Play O Naginata. It gives whatever it's equipped to trample. Okay, they equip it to Disciple of the Vault. They attack. Well, we have to block here. And, oh, no, we just lose a life off of Disciple. Yep, never mind. We were dead exactly. How disappointing. Alright, I'll see you guys in round 3. Alrighty, round 3, here we go. Well, we can play a Time Sieve. Don't think that's good, but yeah, I'm gonna keep this. We have an Everflowing Chalice and cards we can play. Opponent did mulligan to 6. Okay, they start with 6 cards in hand. Opponent drafted a Tron deck, did he? Or they? Play a mountain, pass the turn. Hers is mine. Oh gosh, if this is natural Tron into something disgusting, I'm going to say this is karma for last draft. Okay, we untap. We draw an island, play an island, kick once, pass the turn. Oh my god, natural Tron. Please just be like an accomplished automaton. That would be difficult enough to deal with. Everflowing Chalice kicked 3 times. I mean, that's Eldrazi mana. Pretty sure Ulamog is in this set. Aethersworn Canonist. Okay, so what we do here is Manamorphose into blue-black. Play Time Sieve. Play Canonist. Pass the turn. Okay. Opponent plays a Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot. Watch this not do anything to our opponent. Our opponent's just all artifacts. They play a Swamp. Not the color I would have expected to be paired with Tron lands, however. Did let my opponent draw 2 cards. We untap, we draw a Swamp. Play a Mountain. Play Rapacious Dragon. We now have enough artifacts to activate Time Sieve. Go to combat, attack for 2. I'm not going to. Not yet. We wouldn't get enough of an advantage off of it. When it plays an Executioner's Capsule and a Swamp, they're going to kill the Canonist. Okay. And then they pass mysteriously. We untap. We draw Cathodian. Let me think about this. So we're playing a Swamp. We're playing a Cathodian. We sack all of our artifacts. We can then sift. Let's attack for 3. Play Cathodian. Play Corridor Monitor. Because now we don't have to sack Time Sieve if we don't want to. Here's where Disciple of the Vault would be amazing. Okay, opponent plays an Expedition map. They Costly Plunder. Draw 2 cards. They play an island. Is this Sift? It's probably Sift. Nope, Parasitic Strix. Alright. And a Springleaf Drum. Okay. So we untap, we draw Academy Ruins. Play Academy Ruins. Go to combat. Attack, attack, attack. Okay, opponent takes 6. Go Sifting. Discard Plains. I kind of want to take an extra turn. So I think I'm going to. Yeah, untap. We draw an island. Play an island. Go to combat. Attack for 6. Okay. Opponent blocks. Pass the turn. Opponent has an Oubliette. They phase out Cathodian. I don't think we activate Ruins. Draw a Basalt Monolith. Play a Mountain. Play a Monolith. Go to combat. Attack for 3. We could trash for treasure Basalt Monolith to get a Aethersworn Canonist. I actually think that's probably worth it. Just prevents our opponent from playing a whole bunch of like kill spells or something. If they cast a kill spell, they can't cast another unless they kill Canonist, in which case they could cast another. I don't know. Okay. Opponent's turn. They concede. This is another deck we probably do not want to open the vaults against. Because we don't have a way to get rid of their grave, and they're almost exclusively artifacts. Opponent had Natural Tron, and that was pretty scary, but like, it didn't end up going anywhere. I kind of want to cut Canonist and just run a Cloud Reader Sphinx. Yeah, I think I'm going to. I think this is the deck we're playing now. So I swapped up the land base to go down on black mana and white mana. We're only running 40 cards. Yeah. Steel Sabotage probably deserves some consideration, but... Okay, opponent chooses to play first. Sand is fine. They also mulligan to 6. They start Swamp into Map. We draw Academy Ruins, play Island into Star. Okay, opponent plays Swamp into Metal Spinner's Puzzle Knot, drawing a card, losing a life. We untap, draw Cathodian, play a Mountain, pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Power Plant, passes. We draw another Trash for treasure. Play an Island, play Cathodian, pass the turn. Opponent sacks Puzzle Knot, draws a card, loses a life. They play a Swamp. They play Disciple. And a Cogwork Assembler. Okay. And tap, we draw Treasure Mage. Play a Plains, go to combat. Attack for 3. Okay. Opponent takes 3. Play Treasure Mage. Let's go get a Duplicant. Pass the turn. Cloud Reader Sphinx can hopefully get us into a 6th land. Pretty soon our opponent's going to have to take a turn off if they want to use map. Okay. They just Costly Plunder it. That's fine. We lose a life. They draw 2 cards. They play a Swamp. I kind of like the way that our opponent's deck is set up. I think they're actually Dimir, but the majority of their cards are black or colorless. Okay. Opponent attacks for 2. That's fine. We'll take 2. And play Defiant Salvager. Okay. We untap, we draw a Mountain. Play Academy Ruins. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Okay, opponent takes 5, goes to 10. Play Cloud Reader Sphinx, and go scrying. Okay, I don't think we want either of these. So shift them to the bottom. We can actually, across a couple of turns, like duplicate and then trash for treasure for duplicate a couple of times. Just like remove more of their creatures. Alright, they kick an Everflowing Chalice twice. They play Oubliette. Okay, they get rid of the Sphinx. They attack for 5. We take 5 and go to 12. Untap. Draw an island. Play a mountain. Duplicate. Get rid of Cogwork Assembler to prevent shenanigans. Then attack for 5. So if our opponent only leaves one blocker, we can crack star, trash for treasure, duplicate for a star, and then trash for treasure a star for a duplicate. That seems like fun. Alright, opponent has something that's blue. Parasitic Strix. Okay. So they drain us for 2. They sack Everflowing Chalice to drain a life, and to tick up Defiant Salvager. Yes, I actually want this in the grave. Okay, we lose a life. We untap, we draw an island. Play an island. So we can trash for treasure, star for duplicate. We can either take out Strix, Defiant Salvager, or Disciple of the Vault. I don't know how duplicate works with creatures with 1/1 counters. I think it takes the creature's original power because it reads the card, like Imprint usually does. So I imagine if we duplicate Defiant Salvager, it's a 2/2. We probably could take out the evasive damage here, and then just have a duplicate in the grave again. Yeah, I think that's what we do. So trash for treasure, duplicate, sacking star. We lose a life. Okay, duplicate the Strix. Go to combat. The only way this goes wrong is if my opponent has something that makes several artifact tokens to get in a bunch of damage all at once with Defiant Salvager, as well as some way to get rid of duplicate. Actually, no, they just need a bunch of artifact tokens, because then they could kill us with Disciple of the Vault damage. It's not super likely. I think even Mere Battlesphere wouldn't do it, and that's like the most you could have. Alright, we got there. Hang on. Can I draw cards and see what was coming up? Breya was next. So we could have trashed for treasure to get back our star, and then played Breya. Well. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is definitely one of the spiciest decks I've ever drafted, and I never expected to go 2-1. I was almost certain we were just going to go 0-3, but I saw Breya and I was like, I gotta try and make the 4-color deck work. I'm going to do some more Double Masters draft. It's still an incredibly popular format on the YouTube channel. I'm going to start interspersing some modern content soon. I don't know when soon is exactly, but probably within the next few videos you'll start to see like modern content and then Double Masters, modern Double Masters, or whatever. However I decide to do it. I haven't not 100% on that yet. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. If you did, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined. It would mean the world to me if you did. I do stream on Twitch, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Same username on Twitch as you can find me on YouTube. So, yeah, hope to see you there. I want you to know that if you continued watching all the way through the video till now, you're a wonderful human being. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!